Alrighty. So, welcome. MacBean Scottish Fitness. Doing a quick live stream, just kind of catch up with everybody. It's been a hectic week. 3 weeks, actually. For 2 weeks of it, I've just been hacking. Just something that's going around that just is no fun whatsoever. I'm just letting you know. And and yesterday I ended up working until 2 in the morning, which understandably throws my sleep schedule off just a tad. All right, just a tad, I'm telling you. And so I'm trying to still get things done in that. So I'm gonna cook me something to eat, and then I'm gonna basically go to the store and probably buy some extra food. I'm glad I did yesterday by pure accident. One lady goes, "Wow, you're doing a little bit more than you usually do." Hey, hello there, Jerry. Cool. And you got the vlog there. Hi, how you doing there? Philippines, I believe. Appreciate you stopping in. And I'm just going to cook up some eggs, throw in a quick sandwich, just to make it easier. To eat in that. Taking a package, I think this is my new Bluetooth. A really big package for something that's probably about that big. I don't know, maybe just, they may do it to make sure you just don't lose it. You know? Yep. So my other Bluetooth went bad, so I ordered me a new one. And this one's gonna be a little bit different. Bluetooths are not that much anymore. I remember when these first came out, you paid $90, $100 just for one that was fair. And now these babies are pretty inexpensive, even for good ones. I had a pair given to me. I lost one of them, and they don't work unless you have both. I didn't know that. So one of these days it'll show back up, and then I'll have it back. But until then, so basically let's pull these out. They'll probably need to be charged. Well, they will need to be charged, no big deal. Oh, that's cool, USB. So I can actually just hook that one right up into my computer here. Kind of charge it as we go. Now I'll make sure everything's in there. Yep, there they are. And I got some little pads I need to put on it afterwards. Now a lot of times they do come with somewhat of a charge, but you don't know how much. So I usually charge them up fully when I get them. So there's the instructions, which I find to be pretty helpful from time to time. I'll tell you how to hook everything up and that, and so you don't throw the box away right off the bat. Number one, they may not work. And they have those things called, "Hey, runner boy, how are we doing?" So today, I'm going to try to cook and exercise at the same time. So yes, it will be a short one. Sometimes you have to improvise. So what I have is a 30-pound, and a 40-pound dumbbell. I probably have the pairs. I know I have the pair on that one. But what I'm going to do is just do them one at a time. And I'm going to cook up some eggs really quickly. And just make me an egg sandwich. So I get the calories, I get the protein, in a rather quick point of time. You would toast the bread. But what he says, you always got to have it toasted. Hopefully you're hearing me fine. My voice is starting to return. I'm not constantly hacking up my lungs at night. Getting a little bit better, which the wife is somewhat happy about. But she's not happy about me hacking all the time. So here what it is going to be a quick sandwich before you have to go to work. I'll go to the store and I'll get food for my time at work. Hopefully it'll only be 8 hours a day. I mean, I don't mind the extra shift. There we go. I can actually make these with the simmer burner. So, first thing is, we got a 30-pounder. Yeah, so let's get some working in. So, 1, 2, 3. So we'll try to get more of this done as I get going and I don't have my interrupted sleep schedule and stuff like that. It does make it hard, makes it interesting to try to get it in. So I got my eggs for the neighbor. I got my Fairlife milk. And this is when you have to check information. I keep telling my son this, you gotta double check your information. Because Fairlife milk was, said they had too many microplastics in their product. So I went and researched it, and what it wasn't in their milk, it was in their protein drinks they make. It's coming from a whole different plant. Of course, they made a correction, but it's what I always try to teach my son is get the whole story. There's just too much of this, well, I got part of the story, and I drew my conclusions. I keep telling them, stop doing that. Stop doing it. You're doing yourself a disfavor. You're getting only half of the story. Do better, be better. I call them on other ones. Well, that went quick. What I thought it did. Woo! Well, I feel that one. That shoulder didn't feel good at all. Alrighty. So, I know some people are on spring break already this early. My wife's doesn't start until, I think, 2 weeks. So 2 quick eggs, 12 grams of protein. I got about 20 grams there. 3 grams of the bread. So it's about 35 grams of protein, which is good for my first meal. So it's like 12:30. I will have another meal at probably 2, and then one at 4, and one at 6, and usually one around 8 or 9 o'clock. So I'm always trying to buy enough of it, but not too much, so I don't have to. Battery saver is on. That's the problem here is I let this get down a little bit too low. How low can you go? How low can you go? We're getting together now. I'm gonna plug the computer in there. So this is a quick way to get yourself some nutrients before you head to work. And also, you're just trying to keep your schedule going. You know, unfortunately, work sometimes interferes with me, but hey, I make a living, you know. The other thing, where you gotta double check stuff. You know, Kennedy files are being released, blah, 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 blah. And I seen something on the social media, which I knew was wrong. You know, that John F. Kennedy sending a message, you know, about saying bad things about Joe Biden. He was untrustworthy and stuff like that. And I knew the time frame didn't work. I mean, when Kennedy was assassinated, he was a freshman or a sophomore in college. So I'm sorry, the president didn't even know who the hell he was. I doubt if he even cared. But my son seen the same thing. I dismissed it. And he's bringing it up to me at night when I came home. And I said, John, then double check it, like I always tell you to do, and that you never do. Well, what do you mean? I said, well, I said, timeline don't work out that way. I said, you know, he was shot when I was 2 years old, huh? All right. I wouldn't have been in the Congress yet. He got in the Congress till the 70s. Well, he's like 30 years older than you, Dad. I said, no, he's not. He's like 18 years older than I am. That kind of opened his eyes a little bit. Dad's older than I thought he was. What the county made kind of showed me where the problem was. So you go, well, are you saying I'm a liar? No. I'm saying your information is. All right. I understand you believed it when you seen it, but you didn't do the due diligence I told you to do. So now you're looking foolish. And I see so much of that out in social media. And here's where I did that one video, you know, education versus indoctrination. Education is you go out and you learn things. And if you don't know something, you go and research it and you learn about it. And if you have a question about something, you sit there and do more research to find out, is this true? Indoctrination is when you have somebody tell you something and you believe it regardless of anything else that tells you it's wrong. You won't even look at stuff that tells you this is wrong. So that's what I mean by indoctrinated. I'm watching all these people protest in Tesla, you know, because they've been indoctrinated in this stuff. I don't care if you have a Tesla, I don't care if you do or not. I don't care. It don't affect me. None of that stuff affects me. I'm not going to go out there and march against or for. I have a life. All right? I'm busy living it. And what I can't understand is I see all these individuals out there who've been indoctrinated. You have been indoctrinated. And you're going out there and you're making a fool of yourself. Now, some of you are probably getting paid doing it, and at least you're making a living. But other people, you're doing it and you're thinking, oh, I'm so important now. You're not. I'm just telling you, you're not. What you're doing is you're making yourself look foolish in front of everybody, and you're being what I call a useful idiot. You're a tool of whoever's feeding you the propaganda. And that's why I say, what do you mean by indoctrinated? I mean by indoctrinated, you'll not even look or question the information that's fed to you. And I'll even see it online. And I'll disprove your theory. Well, I just don't believe that source. But you believe the other source, which is not factual. Got it. That's why I call you indoctrinated. That's why people say, what degree do we have? Don't worry about what degree I have. That don't matter anymore. I'm just telling you right now. Yeah, just because you got a master's in, acupuncture and Japanese dance theory, that'll make you smarter than me. What will make you smarter is if you actually sit there and challenge everything that they show you. You need to challenge it. And you need to live your life. You need to go to the gym. You need to go out for walks. You need to go listen to live music. You need to not be on these social media sites arguing with idiots, because you can't argue with them. Now, on the other part, on the trolls, and this one kind of cracks me up. Because most of the time the trolls are so brave because they think they're anonymous. All right? The person that they're giving a hard time is not going to know who they are or where they live or whatever. So I was watching a younger man pressing 245 on Instagram. Nice clean press. And he's using professional weights. So he has the Rogue weights. Rogue weights, the 45s are blue. And they can be real thin. They make thicker ones for like bumper weights, but they make thin ones too. And I guess he had done where he had 4 of these plates on, and it was, that wasn't 2 1/4, it was 135. So then he put 2 red plates on, which are 55 pounds or 10 pounds more than the 45s. I said, well, here's 245, and just for the haters. Well, here this guy gets out there in all caps. It's not 240, that's 225. You can't even do 8th grade math, blah, just making a fool of himself. And I said, well, Rogue weights, 55s are red. Oh no, they're 25s. No, it's 25 kilos. So, here's a guy, I don't know if he's just ignorant, doesn't understand what professional weights are or whatever. But at least twice, I didn't follow the thread too much, but at least twice he did this insulting troll stuff. Like, I'm so clever and that. So I went to his page. Well, Mike Paul Hannigan, I know where you live. You're about 16 miles from me. We know some of the same people. These are people that go to a gym. And I said, do they know that you're a troll? Because that's what you are. You're just a damn troll. And you're sitting there making these stupid comments when you have people posting videos trying to motivate people, and you're being this dirtbag. You're being this troll. Oh, I'm so clever. I know what he looks like. I think I've seen him before. I know where he lives. And with a little bit of questions, I can find out exactly where he hangs out. Because he hangs out about 3 or 4 of the people I work out with out in the other town. Now, he hasn't responded. I know he's seen it, and he's probably maybe rethinking his life. No, I'm not gonna dox him. I'm not gonna say, hey, everybody, here's where he lives. Here's what the dirtbag is. Because anybody can go into his profile and see where he lives. He put it in his profile. All right. Shows you who common friends are. So he doesn't have that anonymous going on. He's now known. So we're going to see how loud he is. I haven't seen anything from him lately. But here's a guy sitting there typing stupid stuff, thinking he's safe. No one's going to know. And here I'm going, man, I know where you live. We know some of the same people. I can find out exactly where you hang out. And have a little chat with you. But I know he wouldn't say this stuff in person. Stop being trolls. Stop being useful idiots. Go out and better yourself. Make yourself healthier. Make yourself stronger. Go out and enjoy yourself. You help your mental game by listening to music and doing fun things. Get off social media. Get off the hate channels. TikTok has gotten so ridiculous. I mean, everybody's getting restricted. My account's been restricted because I'll sit there and call people, that they lied. I'm sorry you lied. I'm sorry you're spreading propaganda. It goes against their community standards. You don't have any community standards because I see people on the other side cursing and they don't get restricted. So I told President Trump, you need to get rid of TikTok. That's my opinion. It's a propaganda tool. And they're doing the same thing that Facebook was doing. They're suppressing one voice and letting the other one out there free and clear. So to me, that's an attack. But So I wanted to drop in for a quick live. As you know, I'm still alive. And if I don't have to, hi Christopher, how you doing? If I don't have to work a 12-hour, no, I should be in the gym tomorrow. Try to do a full body workout tomorrow, and then maybe Thursday, get out to Shorewood and get a heavy bench day in. So remember, have fun, don't be a troll. Okay? Get out and lift, get out and walk, get out and enjoy yourself. Hey Michael, how we doing? Not 100% yet, but I am better. I'm not hacking off gallons of this stuff anymore. So I think I'm on the mend. So just a 12-hour shift yesterday I didn't need, but can't pass the money. So I don't know if I'm going to do a 12-hour shift today or not. I'll find out when I get there, I guess. One guy somewhere else got a stick in his eye. He took the day off. Hopefully it's not going to be too long. So I appreciate everybody popping in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and all that good YouTube-y stuff. And have a wonderful day.